Hello everyone, System Jock here with another episode of Ike Upscribe, the Apostle Obsonate. Now I did want to take a quick second and say that I'm actually recording this on my lunch hour at work, and it has been a little while since I've recorded a video, so there's a small chance that I may actually have this video ready late. I'm going to be uploading it to YouTube immediately following this recording. But there is the possibility that I owe you an apology for being a bit late in having the video releases, so my apologies in advance if that is the case. But we are here for Cultist Simulator, so I won't spend too much time talking about it, and I will review the board and see where we're at. So we do have the study verb available, and we do have knowledge of Sanskrit, so I am able to get at least one more piece of lore taken care of. We're currently using my underlings to check out the city. I'm assuming this is just because I only have the one fund, so I'm not quite able to afford some trips to Gver Inn, Gladwin Lake, and so on. Now, it is worth remembering that at this point, I am able to do some summons. I have the Rite of the Watchman's Sorrow. The one drawback here, though, is that I believe the Rite of the Watchman's Sorrow will take lore as an input. And so while I do have some surplus lore, the question is, out of what I summon, giving up this lore, is this really going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth it to sort of take a summon and that's worth, say, 4 Grail or what have you? And obviously, the high-level lore I don't want to give up quite yet. So one big priority would be to get another, basically another tome that'll give me access to more rituals. But we'll see where we're sitting. Again, one of the things that's going to be driving a lot of these decisions will be what JC is up to. So, I don't think there's any reason for me to do anything but study that, or translate that Sanskrit. So, the Fire Circle Tantra, the one known extant copy in Western Europe, was stolen from the British Library in 1892, when Harvey Hattington confessed to the crime and claimed to have eaten it with butter and garlic in a moment of ungovernable whimsy. Sorry, let me just take a quick sip of water here so I can pronounce my words correctly. The big trade-off that I'm going to have to be facing over the next little while is, am I going to get to a point where I want to spend the money on expeditions, or do I want to spend that money at Moorlands? I'm slightly inclined towards going on the expeditions at this point, because I think the types of books I'll be getting are more useful to what I need. But we'll see. Lessons of experience. The wound is healed, the scar remains, but each scar, as the scholar Shulga once observed, is a lesson. So Yuzabet now has 2 edge wounds. So this is kind of dangerous here. Yuzabet is quite helpful in the sense that she's a moth follower, and so she's going to be able to potentially steal secrets. However, with 3 wounds, a follower does die. So every time that I send Yuzabet on a mission now, there's the possibility I lose her, or the possibility that she gets stronger. You can have multiple scars of different aspects, I believe. Sylvia is also wounded, so I'm gonna have to wait for payday. And we do have a season of sickness come up, so I need to keep a very careful eye on that. At this point, I'm not really doing anything with my talk verb. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about the damning evidence as well. So the favor of authority helps me for now. All right, no, I need to keep some perspective here. All of this is totally in the wrong place. So Leo is a heart follower. Oh, I see why this happened. This is because I sent a bunch of people off to deal with that evidence. Okay, so I need to keep the talk verb available so that I can heal Sylvia, given that the wounding is going to be happening. But I do want to follow with Porter or Yuzabet to try and get rid of the evidence. That's what's going on. Like I said, been a while since I recorded a video, so okay. Exploration-wise, we know that our money's going to be taken up for the next little while. I see the mistakes, but I can also see the end. In fact, at this point, I shouldn't really be talking about... Okay, we got some staleness for that. At this point, I really should be talking about expeditions and other plans like that until I've got the more immediate concerns of my followers' health taken care of. Oof. Alright. Well, it gets the healing in. So, compassion or convenience? Now again, the healing for a follower always relies on funds. And here we will go to work at Glover and Glover. I may need to break my long-standing insistence on keeping at the base level at G&G. The Delightful Blood is also going to turn into Despair if I'm not careful, but I need to, again, I need to just balance things as they come. Alright, it looks like a direct attack. This is going to be a problem. They're probably going to try and take my money, which is the one thing that they can do to really hurt me right now. So, let's at least read the Fire Circle Tantra. We can get the remaining lore that we need taken care of. Herein, the great hooded princes are shown beseeching the wood to rise and devour the invading Timrid army. The Dapple King and the Honey Tree and the Sea Twins all deny their request until they enlist the help of a burrowing secret keeper. And exploration-wise, I think I'm just going to keep sending the pawn off. Alright, Season of Vision's coming up, so nothing too worrying yet as far as the suppression bureau is concerned. Alright, Dreams of Curios Behind Glass. In the display cases at the Impossible Museum, I always see an apple white as snow and hard as marble, a golden beetle in a stern box, a koi geometry awaiting my touch, a black envelope bursting with spring, a brass opera box for instruments of record and measure, a storm in a tin. I always wake before the aisles end. I'm just trying to think... I didn't have... So, it does talk about, I know the path through the Silken Sands to the Spider's Door. I don't see why I would have gone through the Spider's Door. I'm sure I had a reason at the time. Oh yeah, I think it was probably to try and see if I had the lore to make it through there. That makes sense. So... I could go through the White Door to try and get another favor from Authority, but the challenge there is that I'm going to potentially get Fascination right around the time that I can't afford it. Now, I can tranquilize it through letting the Delightful Blood expire, but that doesn't seem to be a sustainable... that really doesn't seem to be a sustainable way of dealing... Well, you know, maybe that is the right call here. Yeah, let's actually run the risk. I'm going to give up some health for that, but that's okay. I'm not completely locked into losing the Delightful Blood, or sorry, to turning that into Dread. I can get the Explorer. All right, the wound is healed, but the scar remains. Each scar, as Scholar Shulga once observed, is a lesson. So also edge here. And we have the clerk's file out in silence. I am free for now. All right. So, against my better judgment, I think I am going to send off one of my disciples. Let's send... I think I'll send Porter just for... partly for variety, but also for... partly so I don't have 2/3 of my moth followers at a point where they might... at a point where they'll potentially die. So... let's just get a quick idea of the ritual. So the sacrifice, yeah, the sacrifice is lore. So one thing that I could potentially do, so we've got the Ecdysis request, you know, we take something like that. I think it's winter? Oh wait, we've already used the lore, right. And then we would need Nock, so we'd take Neville. No, what am I saying? It's the forge. And I don't think I have oh man, that's even harder than I thought. But then of course I would need moth. Yeah, okay, I'm actually in a really tough spot summoning wise, it turns out. So anyway, it's suffice to say that the Ray of the Watchman's Sorrow will be useful in some cases, but right now, given specifically the lore that I have, which I didn't quite appreciate at the moment, but as well basically the types of lore and the items that I have access to, this isn't really the best thing for me to be working with. I think Crocus Hill might have what I need, but I'd prefer to just systematically go through all of the expeditions. So the issue, as always, is money. So we're going to try and get rid of the evidence first. That's really the only thing I can be doing right now. The remaining question is, what do I try and do with the intervening time? Against my better judgment, I will take this passion, and I am going to use my notoriety just because I need the cash. And then we'll do a... Actually going to do a painting of my vitality, because I am going to need that to heal myself in a little bit. Oh, actually I already have vitality. Fair enough. I guess I could switch that out then. I'll make it my erudition, actually. Armed with blackmail material from the burrowing secret keeper, the great hooded princes petitioned the powers of the wood on for a second time and are successful. 1/4 of the timbered army is devoured by bees, 1/4 drowns themselves, and 1/4 disrobe themselves until nothing remains. So we have the moldy warp admonitions, and I need to find more space for my lore. Alright, this is gonna pain me, but... Moldywarp keeps her crowns in moss and her feet in the dirt where the trees locked jaw tight. Moldywarp has these warnings for you. So that's a level 8 moth. Now again, we only needed a little bit of moth and then lots of... Actually, you know what? The corpse might be helpful now that I think of it. Okay, I'm going to study for vitality again just in case I need some more. Colors of the Night. We're not going to spend money to make money. The illness has damaged my health. I'll need to rest before I'm fully recovered. Cure your affliction with vitality or funds. Okay, exploration-wise. The time has come to decide whether or not I'm willing to... Okay, we'll get more delightful blood immediately following. The big question I have is how do I... let's say that this turns into dread and I get a season of despair that comes up. How do I address that? It would be recruitment, which I believe I have. Yeah, I'm running out of that option, but I have enough. So we'll let this run out. Okay, let's go to the Lodge of the Sage Knight again. This is on the possibility that we get a favor from authority, and we get a Forgotten Chronicle. Story of a city without a gate, of a queen who was not born, of a war which was not fought. Last night I visited the Lodge of the Sage Knight. My hostess manifested as an elegant woman with fashionably short hair and dark glasses. No, she admits, I don't need them, any more than I need eyes. Allow me my sentimentalities. But you've come for knowledge, I expect. Here is a story I heard in my Kerisham days. You're welcome to it, only remember me if you come to make the pilgrimage. Okay, let's deal with my affliction now. Still got the vitality. And then I'm really a little lost in terms of what I want to try and do with the explore verb. When I say lost, what I really mean is just I'm trying to find a slightly better use for it. All conviction, the world goes away. It is helpful occasionally to find the... this may prove... sorry, this is something special. It may provoke a reaction. My hope is that occasionally we'll run into someone who's got... you know, a particular skill, maybe high-level moth, at which point I'd be willing to spend some cash. Recent work is considered significant. I may yet earn a living from this, but nothing is certain. Okay, so a lot of cards here. Let's see what we wound up with. Well, looks like... looks like I'm still... Oh no, we did lose one staleness. Okay, that's welcome. So this is a small windfall. I think I really should wait to see what happens to the... I should wait to see what happens to the evidence. I'm already sort of playing with fire as far as that notoriety is concerned, but I am going to go to the work site. Well, see, here's the thing though. If the Long is potentially going to be coming after me financially, the answer to that is high living. If I don't have any money, they can't take it from me, so I am going to add to the library, but I am going to be a little aggressive in terms of going to the work site more often. I await word. My minion has returned, stumbling, mumbly, clumsily bandaged. They were caught in the coils of their own plan. Heal a fallen follower with talk. So yet another notoriety and yet another wound from this this attempt. I think it's fair to say I should stop doing this with my followers. Unfortunately, this is really scary to have sitting on the table like this. Alright, so it also means that money is becoming tight again. So this is going to put a hold on expeditions until... So the damning evidence has to go away before I can continue more expeditions. This is just simply too much risk that I'm taking on right now. So I'll deal with... I'll deal with notoriety as best as I can, but War of the Roads, 1450 to 1580, censored edition. Willis Ford describes the War of the Roads, an event in a history other than our own, in detail, but numerous pages have been removed. The name of the publisher is blacked out, and an ominous slip stapled to the cover explains that Willis Ford has been excised. Now, one other thing that I could consider would be to try and just take out the Weary Detective, which will at least get me enough time to... It'll get me enough time to, like, wait out the damning evidence, but that's very much a last resort. I feel like there should be other things that I try to do. Okay. Let's read the book. At this point, a score or more of longs were made. They brokered a peace with the Forge of Days long enough to set England on a path of early conquest and eventual destruction. The Forge itself devoured the greatest among them. Okay, let's send the minion out. We've got our health. I need to get to... I'm sorry, I have a phone call. I'm going to mute very quickly just to see what's going on.